Dad. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, all placements. Holy Spirit, Angel Guides, Spirit Guides. What is the Jupiter direct message for Gemini? First card. This is you, the Fire, the King of Wands. Whew. The King of Wands, Queen of Wands is all about action. Ready to take some action. They remind me of the fire horse because they are very focused, driven. They're a visionary, like they're able to see where their destination is. Right. They're able to figure out how they're going to get to their destination. Like they already plot the path. They're a living little GPS, but they're always headed someplace in the future. King or Queen of Wands, also very attractive. You know, they are very passionate, so they probably talk with their hands, and they're very direct and open. Okay. Gemini. Okay. Oof. Look. 3 major arcanas, right? 4. I love this. 3 final cards for Gemini. Okay. Yeah, this is the time. Spirit is just saying you're going to have to choose your poison. Okay. Opening up with the 5 of Cups, the King of Wands, Queen of Wands could have been hurt. Could have been hurt. 3 cups are spilt over. A third party intervened in your relationship. Could just even be a friendship. Could be a work situation. Somebody meant to knock your confidence, take something away from you. But what I like about the 5 of Cups is there's always 2 cups standing. Like nobody can totally take that away but you. Right. They can knock it down, temporary disablement of some feelings and emotions, but they automatically rejuvenate themselves. But you can choose not to express them. But that's not you. That's not the King of Wands. Gemini, you're the Lovers. You know, you can't let one betrayal make you think that you'll never find somebody to trust. Right? That's just not realistic either. But it is a process. It is a process. And I personally believe you give people all the rope that they deserve. And, you know, they have the ability to do what they want with that rope, and until they do something that doesn't align with what you want, free reign, free will, respecting each other, right? So, and this is the King of Wands too. After a betrayal, the next card is Temperance. Sagittarian energy ruled by Jupiter, taking time to heal, to regain your peace, balance, being patient with yourself, examining what this was, what happened, who played what part, why did that happen in your life. So you do take some time to grasp the situation and bring things into perspective. And then the Chariot appears. It's time to move on. The King of Wands does not labor over the past to the point that they can't refocus and continue on their journey forward. And the Chariot redirects them. And also Jupiter is going direct in Cancer. The Chariot is Cancer. the King of Wands is in control of his feelings, his emotions. He also believes in justice. He's a king. He's been hurt before, right? He's gone through a few disappointments. And he also believes in karma. He believes in justice. He knows we don't determine that, and everything happens in divine time, right? And so the King of Wands again refocuses and decides, I'm going forward. I'm going to focus on my vision. I'm going to stay focused on my path, my direction. And also be curious, because I feel like, Gemini, you're moving into a new phase. You're moving into a new you. There's some self-discovery. Some of you are learning. You are a sword. And you're thinking about expanding your horizons. That's what the King of Wands does. Some of you have a plan. You're a very good communicator. You could be writing a book. You could be teaching literature. Somebody said that. Yes. I see why you are trying to focus your energy and not trying. Can I say you are doing this successfully? After the King, the Queen of Swords, current energy is Justice, the Strength card, and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, no joke, very focused. Becomes distracted, but is able to regain that focus. And think of them also as the fire horse, right? Once they have that GPS set, that final destination where they're headed, they may deviate temporarily, but they're able to replot that course. And you have strength, justice, the Chariot, temperance, and the Hangman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. Very spiritual energy in this time of war. Yes. A lot of sadness, disappointment too, I'm feeling. We are dealing with a lot of energies. Knight of Cups, a messenger, communication. This is you. I feel like you have a lot to say, and that's why maybe it's time to put that down on paper. Don't be worried about how long it's going to take or projecting out into the future. Just stay present and work on it for 90 days. Somebody told me that, and that really works. Actually. Here it is. And then all of a sudden things change. Like Jupiter going direct in Cancer. Tell me about love. I love this reading for you. Like I said, you have one bad card, the Five of Cups, your first card. But after that, you get over it. You have the Hangman twice, a change in perspective, the way you see things, how you think, always thinking from a positive, optimistic level rather than focusing on what you don't have, what you're in need of. Think of abundance, what you're going to do with that. Right now, some of us are sacrificing a lot. With everything that's going on, prices are high. We're waiting. We're trying to gain perspective. There's a lack of direction. Yes. Hardship. I do feel that. And that's what I'm saying. Even though, we're going through things, we still have to focus on the best, the highest, what we're trying to obtain, what we're trying to achieve. We can't be watching the news every day, every minute of the day, and expect to be creative, because those two energies, those two thoughts, those They don't align to create something bigger. And Jupiter going direct is all about expansion and growth, right? And in order for that to happen, it requires focus. Okay. What else, Spirit? All right. Also, I feel like somebody wants to talk to you. You have the Knight of Cups twice. And this is somebody who has unspoken feelings, words, communication. Could be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Somebody needs to get something off their chest. There's happiness when they're thinking of you. Maybe they want to talk to you about some type of wish fulfillment, or I don't know, it's here. You know, there is love. When you're vibrating that high, right? That is where love resides. Like God is love. John 4:16. So it's a spiritual thing. Somebody wants to come and talk to you, though. This person's charming. You like them. Gemini. Look, you even appear in your reading. And you know, in order for them to bring this out in you, it has to be true. It has to be real. And here it is. And you're on fire. You came into this reading on fire, ready to go after what you want. Tell me from a work standpoint, what does Gemini need to know? There is communication coming in. Some of you are ending a job. You could have been terminated. You could have given notice. The company could be sold. There's a lot of reasons. But that cycle is over, and it's time for you to make a change, rebirth. It's time to say goodbye. There is an ending here. Because now that Jupiter is direct, opportunities do appear. New job opportunities, change of workplace or of business. Change is coming. And you know what? It's just in time. That's divine timing. You're moving towards real wealth and prosperity. Keep up the great work. But you are working alone. So you're doing something very different. Tell me, Spirit, what else does Gemini? Gemini, you're a mutable sign. Yeah, you are flexible. You will adapt. Also, you're a sword. Technology, balance, communication. And when you find true love, you have no problem compromising, adapting, because you are a mutable sign. You're very flexible. Follow your heart. Become who you want to be. Yeah, it's okay to be yourself. Okay, tell me what else. Okay, what else? Anything that you were taking steps in a direction in the past and things have slowed, maybe you were distracted, maybe you're just regaining your focus. Now is a great time because the energy is going to assist you. Action, it's going to be key. It's going to get you to where you want to go. Also, don't wait around for anybody else to do anything. Step in any direction to get unstuck, and opportunities will just appear. Absolutely. For some of you, there's a question, should I give up? It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on course, at least for a few more months before making any changes. Yeah. Okay. Gemini, I'm hearing long-term planning is very important. Yeah, you could be thinking about changing your career entirely. It will impact your money. For some of you, it could go up, but for some of you, it could go down. And there is a marriage. The commitment doesn't just affect one person. You could be having that type of conversation, Gemini, also with your better half, that you are planning, doing some long-term planning, also doing your will, some paperwork. There's a lot of communication occurring, and that's good. And it's done in love with the Knight of Cups. I like that. Yeah, because you two, I love this energy, very smart. Here are you also feeling the need to increase from an educational standpoint. Maybe take a class or do some research, or online. Just begin to ask the right questions and you start to get the answers. Some of you could be teaching others, definitely writing a book. I said that twice, you're being told. Communication, writing a book, confirmation on that too. So your perspective is changing with the Hangman twice. And when it comes to love, I do see a deeper connection with the Knight of Cups. Communication, which is very important, right? Helps you build bridges between people, get to know them, have a deeper connection. Everything in terms of your connections is setting you up for the next stage. Like you are finally meeting your tribe. I hear like a sigh of relief. You know, it's good when you meet somebody who is nice, and it's nice, like your people, like you can let your guard down a little bit. Everybody has a boundary, and then you adjust up or down as you get to know. But I do feel good about what's coming in for you. Okay. Yeah, you've taken a lot of time, Gemini, because you're ruled by Mercury too. So not only was Jupiter retrograde, but Mercury's been retrograde for a shorter period of time than Jupiter. But so you've had quite a bit of time to reflect and revisit and revise and figure out. Yes. And I feel like Jupiter going direct brings some clarity. You're ready to take action. When the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands shows up, that's fire, that's light, that's action, that's knowing what you want. And also discovering what you truly love too. This is definitely tying in with passion. Let me just jump back to love for a second. How will Gemini know this true love? Are they going to say something? What is going to happen here, Spirit? Give us a clue. It's a connection. A bridge is being built. But we want to know about this person who's divine guidance. That's how you'll know. Yeah, because divine is going to bring you two together and everything will fall into place. Divine forces will be at work guiding you two into union. Divine is always working behind the scenes. And if you look back at your journey, you will see divine there too. Wow. I love that. That's how you're going to know. Okay, that's how you're going to know. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. And in the comments, you can put 0220. Act on your ideas. That's exactly what the King or Queen of Wands does. They're the visionary. They have a vision. They map their position from where they are to the destination. They're very realistic, practical in approaching their goals and objectives. And they're a king or a queen. They rely on divine and are mature in their spirituality. They're ambitious, they're cooperative, they're disciplined, they're patient, and therefore you get the benefit of divine fortune, good fortune. Use your wise judgment. You can do anything. You can reach new heights. Act on your potential when you see the pattern. Yeah, when you see that something is for you, act on it. Also, remember that what you plant now also will grow. This is a very fertile time with spring. And you're about to experience a spectacular ascent. Okay, thank you so much for staying till the end, Gemini. Until the next moon phase, namaste.